Hello, good morning, everybody, and good morning once more. This is Bartholomew Lights TV, and thank you for being a follower and being a subscriber over the years. Today's topic we'll be looking at the society and the societal impact on family. Yeah, a lot of people are wondering why our black kids or our brown children or our misfit children or our white children who are the more into crime, into drug, into social misconduct, into negative attitude, into disrespecting or not respecting societal laws, which is a concern to every parent, directly or indirectly. But the essence of this clip, we help to equip, we help to support, and we help to educate parents, and we help to educate carers, foster carers, and biological parents regarding to this ethics. One, I would like to flash back our mind to what we refer as fundamental principles. The fundamental principles amplify the fact that in every home there should be the presence of a father and the presence of a mother, which forms the nucleus of every home in producing, raising, supporting kids, and empowering kids to achieve what is expected of them. Now, what is a nucleus? A nucleus is a bond. A nucleus is a coverage. And a nucleus is a shield. And a nucleus is a protective factor. When the nucleus is broken, you can see the impact that it will cause, because this element around the nucleus has been broken. What has this done? What is the impact of this nucleus that has been broken? It exposed the family to negative outer hawk. And who are the cause of this nucleus being broken? Which could be the attitude of the man, the attitude of the woman, or the pressure from the society. Now, I will emphasize more on the pressure on the society, mostly here in the Western world, because there's a cultural difference and attributes and expectation within the cultural world and the less privileged world, as they name it. One, men in Western world are always running to work, are always thinking of bills, are always thinking of responsibilities, are always thinking of the child care management in terms of picking and dropping and preparing them for school and supporting them emotionally, morally, and physically. One, these things are tiring. This thing can wear you out once you are not very strong. When it wears you out, it destroys your productivity. It destroys your ability to think, because all you want to do is to come home, sleep, and rest. All you want to do is to come home, chill, and relax. That is one. Two, stress is a negative factor in the life of an individual. Once you are stressed, if you exploit stress management, it affects your body component. It affects every total mechanism about you. And what do? You lash out. What do? You feel irritated. What do? You feel stress. Because one, you've already made yourself stress. And what has made you stress? Which I said it could be the day-to-day running of the home. It could be your work pressure. It could be the ethics around your home. It could be the pressure that either your partner or yourself or your wife or your girlfriend is bringing in. Now, you've taken this and you're lashing it home. Now, the kids around the home, what do? They observe this pressure. They observe this stress because themselves are stressed. During the process of you managing them, dropping them, getting them ready, trying to meet up with your time, because you're not doing it because you want to get them ready. You are doing it because you want to meet your time, because you want to go to work, you want to go to school, or you want to go to any activities that you want to go to, which puts the pressure in the four corners of the world. Now bring it back. Two families are sharing this. It's stressful. When one family is sharing this, how do you think it's going to look like? So I will leave you to reflect on that. That is why it is paramount, it is vital, it is important for both parties to understand that is a key responsibility for both parties to be involved in the bringing up of these children. I understand at times it can be very tiring when one party is not reflecting this element, but it is good that individuals should be encouraged to be able to achieve this. Because at times I tell most men, I tell most women, if you said you are tired of it and you don't want to be involved, and the man said, I'm tired of it, he don't want to be involved, how do you think the children will grow up? How do you think the offspring will be? How do you think the future of the children will be? That is why statistics have evidenced it, that broken homes, 92% of broken homes, the children tends not to do well, tends to end up in a negative way, while the other 8%, with the support and the fear of God, has made them succeed. Because why did they succeed? They hack into instructions. That is why it is risky as an individual, it is risky as a parent to subject your children into this. That is why we have to have a reflection of how we think. Either to be empowered to be self-employed, either to be empowered to offer our services, either to be empowered to look at the best skills and attributes that God has given to us to generate money. It is never too late for you as an individual to achieve this element, as it boils down to you trying to make a change in achieving a different look. Secondly, I use the word attitude. Attitude comprises of a lot of things. The major thing about attitude is respect, is openness, is transparency, is positive communication, is understanding, is setting a same goal and working as a team, and understanding others' views. If these things are absent in your environment, in your home, is an issue. Then the other aspect in some of my videos that I always chip in are intruders. We should be very careful of people who bring into our home. visitors, family members, friends, neighbors, even members from the church. We should be very, very careful, because every input, positive or negative, leaves a long and lasting memory in our home. That is why we should not encourage that. Mostly when we know it's causing us damage. And I pray we should realize on time that it's causing us damage. Because it's either it can influence the man, or it can influence the woman, or it can influence the children. And when it influences the children in a negative way, it's like you bringing a robot to destroy what you've already built. So we should be very, very careful about that. Then the other aspect again, we should be looking at agencies. We should be looking at the structure of support that should be put in place in managing our weaknesses. And what support can we give to our children to support them? Do we have the time for them to take them to lectures? Do we have the time to encourage them to read their books? Do we have the time to sit them down and have this conversation, a meaningful conversation with them? Those things are very, very good. Do we even have time as a parents to cook for our children? Do we even have time as a parents to take our children for a walk, speak to them, listen to them, and have a positive conversation with them? Because these things help. And if this thing is absent in your home, if it's absent in your economy, if it is absent in your family environment, you should try to fix it. And I will reiterate this fact. There is nobody in this world that is as dear to you than your own children. Your children are your shield. Your children are your future assurance. And your children are your pride. And it's a responsibility for you, given to you by God, to ensure that your children are well brought up and they are a blessing to their society. I wrap it up again that if these elements that have amplified are reflected in a home positively, no children is tend to be in prison. No child is tend to be constituting nuisance in the society, regardless of the capacity of the being nuisance. Everything boils down to this element that I've reflected on. Now, what can we do to cope at this limitation? Is for the woman to play his role as a wife, which the Bible has amplified. It's for the man to play his role, which the Bible has amplified, the role of a father. I've made some previous videos on who is a father, the role of a father, and the expectation of a father. You can exploit that on my claim. Fathers should be fathers. Fathers should be there for their children. And we should see things above what we have to say. It is obvious that there's no relationship, that there's no talk, or there's no, how will I put it, there's no talk, or there's no dispute, but the ability for you to manage it matters a lot. Mostly when you reflect those elements that I said: positive communication, transparency, accountability, communication, it helps to address a lot of things. Because it's a huge concern when you raise sons and you raise daughters, they can't cook, they can't do domestic work. You as a parent, are you not wondering how would they raise up their own children? How would they live? Or are you in a support that they should be going for micro foods or microwave foods? It is not good for them medically. It is not good for them economically. That is why, as a parents, it's a huge concern that we should sit down, we redraw our map, and fix things the way it meant to be. Because it is never too late to fix any weaknesses that has been amplified in this video. And we can make a difference by attributing a positive look. I do, on my own, sit and speak to my children because I want them to be better and greater than me. I do speak to my wife regarding to areas that she's falling short. There is the ability of the woman or the man to hack into the advice to make this difference, because I know they could be bottleneck. But never you give up. Amplify it the more, because there's one day, either why you are alive or why you are not alive, that references will be made. I always tell friends, I tell people, and tell people that I manage, that it is always good as a manager to reflect an element, a model, a principle that you'll be remembered for life. And I do that for my staff. Because human beings are complex and they are the most difficult people to manage. But when you have the right ethics principles, you are able to reflect a positive attitude, expectations in them. That is why it is good that this urge concern that children are being disrespectful, not willing to engage in domestic work, not willing to respect people older than them. The culture falls from the home, and the root cause falls from the society and the school system that tend to tell a young child what is their right and what is not their right, not considering the biblical principles. That is why we should be very, very careful of where they get their education, where they get their knowledge, where they get their skill. What do they watch on their phone, on their internet, since they are glued to their phone and technology? Because it's not every individual that disseminates knowledge that is profitable for the benefit to the society and to the children that are living in society, even the adults. In capping up this video, it is positive for us to make a change by putting these elements together, readdress weakness, get the right support, educate your mind, and reflect what you've learned into your family, into your home, and build a new structure of love. Bring a new structure. It is possible. Don't pack up a failure, and don't raise a failure. And any father or mother that prays that the children should never be like himself, you know that father is a failure. You know that mother is a failure. Because you as a father, you should be a success to say, this is a foundation you've set. Then your children should build up from your foundation. For example, you said, I'm educated. My children must be educated. I cannot do this job. My children can't do this job. Because you've already said an umbrella, a framework for them to build on. But you cannot say that when you've not done that. When you don't have the skill, you can't say that. When you don't have the education, you can't say that. When you don't have the experience, you can't say that. When you don't have that quality services you been to offer, you can't say that. That is why we need to sit down and redraw our map. Because we are the mirror and we are the reflection of our children's ladder to the next level. And I believe and I hope our investing on our children, our time with our children and prayers with our children will make a significant difference in their life, regardless of our foundation, regardless of the absence of our parents, regardless of how we were brought up. We can still make a difference, because my life is a testimony. It's a pen book to that. And we can make a difference in the life and offspring that we are raising. Please help to share, subscribe, comment, add your views, raise topics that we could use to empower our society, that we could use to make difference in our society. And regardless of your religion, no religion preach hate. No religion preach evil. All religions are meant to be good. Depends on what you interpret it to be. So use your religion, use your education, use your experience to equip your children to be profitable and beneficiable and be a beneficiary globally, because kids are not owned just by you, they are owned by the world. I tell my children they will make difference in the world, they will contribute to the world. The world will recognize them why they are born, for good. So we all should have a drive thought towards that and make a significant difference. Thank you once more for watching this clip and being a party to it. I appreciate you and God bless you.